times, like in a case where the patient is coming, this is the most common thing that comes in the cardiovascular, especially. So, patient will be coming like I have chest tightness, and mostly when they are going on a walk on or exercising. So, here how to conduct the history, investigation, examination, and the management plan. Firstly, HOPI is very important. First sentence we need to know. Can you tell me please more about it? Not can you tell me, or as we talked about it, are you okay to give me details about it? Secondly, ask for the Socrates. Onset, what triggers it, character, radiation, and duration is very important. Okay, and the frequency is as much as important, because if it is worsening, stable angina, then still it's considerable. After that, associations will be asked, like any slight shortness of breath, any syncope, palpitation, nausea or sweating. But try to ask associations like one or two so you can get out from the case as soon as possible. After that, we need to know about the red flags. So, red flags is any chest pain at rest or increasing frequency or severity after every attack, episode lasting more than 15 minutes and not relieved by any rest, associated with syncope, breathlessness, diaphoresis, or any acute onset severe chest pain. After moving from red flags, directly jump onto the past medical history. If he's having any high blood pressures, high lipids, any diabetes, or any past long standing illness, or what drugs he's taking. Likewise, family history is very important if there is significant either parents or either siblings suffering from myocardial infarction, stroke, TIA, or things like that. Social history is very important in every cardiovascular cases. Why? Because there is association of smoking, like maybe a patient is chronic smoker, along with that taking a lot of alcohol, not having any exercises, having sedentary lifestyle, increased BMI, and that's how it goes on to the history taking. After history, the first important thing is eyes. If you asked about everything and we don't know about eyes, like what is the idea of the patient, what concern he is holding on, and what expectations. So the and also impact on the patient, because sometimes patient is taking leave and they are financially struggling. So that's why we have to know about like what impact is um, and giving this angina or kind of any heart problem to his life. Later on, after as soon as we complete the eye summary is important. If you quit the summary, then it will be at the negative marks. On to the examination, there are a few things that are very important, like focus examination, and GP is mandatory in every case, like blood pressure, pulse, respiratory rate, heart, and oxygen saturation. You will verbalize it, you won't do it. You will just put your hand on the pulse and keep on saying, like, I want to check your blood pressure, pulse, temperature, oxygen saturation, like this. And then move on to the any serious finding, like lay the patient down on the couch, and then after making the 45-degree, that's very important in every serious case, doing JVP, doing Apex beat, any carotid bruit, and also if there is any signs of heart failure. Pedal edema and checking the anemia in the start is very important also. Central cyanosis is also important. Meanwhile, the basis of lung is one of the important things when checking CVS. Also the peripheral pulses. Investigation that's needed in this case is basically ECG, and sometimes even in acute MI, the ECG gives no clue. So, normal ECG doesn't conclude that it is MI or not. So still, we have to do troponins if it is acute MI or the patient is still having the chest pain. But right now, when the stable angina is considered, we can just keep on with the other blood tests like CBC, urea electrolytes, lipids, HbA1c, and also the thyroid profile. In this condition, what we can manage as a GP or as an OSCE, first and most important thing is how you explain the diagnosis to the patient. If you don't explain and you just tell you have a stable angina and keep on going with your management plan, it won't sound good because it has marks over it. Tell the patient that it is likely stable angina and it's due to narrowing of your arteries that's supplying the heart. That's why you're feeling more pain when you're working. But it's very important as it can change into the heart attack. So we start from the non-pharma and then pharma. Non-pharma will be strong advice on smoking cessation, offer support, or if you need any referrals, like to the support groups and the people who are going with the similar condition. Graded exercises with symptomatic limits. Like we won't ask the patient to overexert himself. Weight loss, dietary improvements, limit alcohol, and also very importantly, stress management. If we come on to the pharmacological, number one is GTN spray and explain about the symptom relief. Like if you're getting the pain after you're doing anything or exercising, take this spray and how to take it. Tell him that for how long he can take it, like for every 5 minutes he can take GTN spray. And even after 15 minutes he's not getting relief, he should rush to the emergency. Meanwhile, taking the GTN spray, there should be some precautionary measure, like if the patient is already taking any sildenafil or Viagra, then we have to warn the patient regarding the window in it, like 48 hours in sildenafil and 24 hours in sildenafil. Around that, he cannot take this GTN spray. So for that, he should rush to the emergency department. Optimize the secondary prevention, giving him aspirin for daily until he's been visited by the doctor or cardiologist for the confirmation of his heart disease or like angina, because he needs 2 weeks referral for echo. And also talk to him about his blood pressure, diabetes, and what medication he's taking. Especially the compliance of medication is important in here. Consider any anti-anginal agent such as beta blocker or calcium as per the guidelines or if needed. Referral will be made for this patient to the cardiology for 2 weeks, especially for echo. And safety netting is very important in every case that's outpatient, especially. We are sending this patient to home, telling him that if you feel any chest pain at rest or that's lasting more than 15 minutes and pain does not relieve by GTN, or if you get severe breathless, sweating, nausea, collapse, then you have to get back to the emergency department. Okay, that's all for the stable angina, and that's importantly necessary to do all this in every case. That's from my side.